Hey, it's Friday, January 22nd, and you're watching The Great Lost Rewatch. Today we're watching the Season 5 episode, LaFleur. This is a Sawyer-centric episode, and at the very beginning we pick up where we left off with our survivors still on the island. Locke has turned the donkey wheel. They're left alone where the well used to be. It's not there anymore. They turn around and they see the Tarouette statue in full, so they're a long time ago, I'm guessing. Then Locke turns the donkey wheel. They flash one more time. They say how it feels like that was the last one that they were going to get. They decide to go back to the beach because they don't have anywhere else to go, really no other plan. And while they're walking to the beach, they hear some gunshots. They see two men taking a woman captive, putting a hood over her head. In there trying to help the woman, they end up shooting the two men that are holding her captive because they try to shoot Sawyer. So in self-defense, he shoots the two of them. And we discover that she's part of the Dharma Initiative, and Juliet deduces that that puts us somewhere in the 70s or 80s. So the woman, Amy, tells them that they've got to bury the two bodies and take her husband, Paul, back, who they shot, back over to their camp. This involves going through the sonic fence, which she tells them she has turned off, when in actuality she's got earplugs in, and she's turned it to a lower setting so it's not fatal, but everyone gets knocked out. When they wake up, Horace is there, and he questions them about who they are, where they are, and all that, and Sawyer says, "Why are you asking me?" And he says that all of your other people say that you're their leader and they wouldn't answer any questions. He makes up a lie, says his name is LaFleur. Horace says, "No, you're going on the submarine that's coming in tomorrow. We'll put you up for the night, but you can't stay here. You're not Dharma Initiative material." Later that night, the alarms go off and everybody runs and hides, and Richard Alpert walks into the middle of the barracks clearing. Sawyer says, "Let me go talk to him. I killed his people. Your truce isn't broken. I killed them." Well, Sawyer goes out there and asks Richard if they buried the bomb, that he was there 20 years ago when a bald guy walked down into the middle of their camp and said that he was their leader. He says, "I was just defending myself." Richard says, "Well, that's fine, but my people are going to need some sort of justice," so they end up taking Paul's body back with them. Horace ends up telling Sawyer that they can stay 2 weeks until the next submarine gets here to look for their people. Sawyer talks to Juliet. She says she wants to go. Flash forward to 1977. There are two people dancing in some sort of Dharma barracks of some sort. They end up seeing Horace throwing dynamite at trees outside the sonic fence and then passing out. So they're like, "Should we call LaFleur?" Bang on the door, comes and answers. Who is it? Sawyer. Sawyer takes Horace back to Amy, who is his wife now. And she's pregnant, and she goes into labor. This baby is breech, so it's very dangerous. She needs a C-section. She was supposed to leave on the submarine on Tuesday. She's 2 weeks early. Sawyer runs and gets Juliet, and she says, "Every time I've tried to deliver a baby on this island, the woman has died. I can't do it." So she goes, and she is successful at birthing the baby. We see Sawyer walking home with a big smile on his face. He picks a flower. He walks in the house. And we see Juliet cooking dinner, and he gives the flower to Juliet, and they kind of embrace, and they kiss, and it's cute. They're a couple now. Oh. Sawyer is there when Horace wakes up, and Horace tells Sawyer why him and Amy were fighting. And he says, "Is 3 years long enough to get over someone?" He brings up Paul, her former husband. And Sawyer says, "I was in love with a woman once, and I can't even remember her face now. And I know she's never coming back." The next morning we see Sawyer and Juliet asleep. The phone rings, and it's Jin. Juliet asks who it was. He says it was Jin, and then he'll be back later. He runs off to the North Valley where he told Jin to meet him. And he has Jack and Hurley and Kate. When Amy is saying goodbye to Paul, her husband that died, before Richard takes the body, is that she takes an Ankh necklace off of him, which is interesting because there's a lot of Egyptian hieroglyphics. The statue is obviously Egyptian, so there's a lot of ties to Egyptian mythology and that sort of stuff, so that's pretty interesting. Anyway, Leslie, you're back tomorrow with Namaste. See you later. Bye.
We're gonna need to watch that again.